Hello and welcome to my analysis of why Australia can win by 40, but they have work to do. Please like and subscribe this video, the channel itself, so that these videos pop up on your screen. My name is Addison. I'm the owner of Rugby League Coach on socials that you'll have seen. Also the owner of rugbyleaguecoach.com.au, the world's biggest online rugby league coaching hub. Australia, everyone thinks they're going to beat England by 40. In fact, I had fears of that in the second test myself. They should be beating England by 40. Any defensive system has its problems. Whatever defensive system you employ will have a weakness. It will have an Achilles heel. Australia aren't always going towards that Achilles heel, and not structuring their sets great too. But the big problem covering Australia at the moment, errors. Look at some of these errors that I'm going to show you in a moment, and then we're going to look at how England don't manage the game properly. In the second half, at the start of it, in both tests, England have come out and not got it right in the second half at the start. Australia aren't perfect, but England present them with opportunities. Have a look at this video. Before we look at the reasons why Australia can win heavily, please have a look at rugbyleaguecoach.com.au/shop for resources for players and coaches. If you're a coach who wants some one-on-one mentoring, or if you're part of a club that wants all your coaches mentoring, please have a look at the Coach Mentor Programme on our website, which can be found at rugbyleaguecoach.com.au/coach mentor. Australia made lots of errors in this game. That was a forward pass. This was a knock-on. You may notice that on each occasion England's defence is at sixes and sevens. Adokar goes into touch. This was a forward pass. England's defence were rocking then, but there was a giveaway. Nwanganitowaze loses the ball. There was a knock-on there. I even missed it with the clip. They don't take advantage of this scenario. There were that many Australian errors. England got away with things. And this is why many people think England could lose by 40. There was a knock-on there. If you didn't watch it properly, you would have missed it. Here towards the end, Reece Walsh, chance to score, loses the ball. Now, this is how Australia won and England let it go. Game management is very important. So England have got a set. It's the first set of the second half. I've sped this up so we can get to the end point quicker. England are getting go forward. This supports my philosophy that with certain play towards certain areas of the field, England can get the Australian defence going backwards. The kick, not too bad. The kick chase, not fantastic, definitely not coordinated, but very energetic. England have asked Australia to go 90 metres now to get back down their end of the field. So I'm speeding the tape up again so that you can get to the end of the set very comfortably and not get too bored, so I can get to my point quicker. So Australia doing okay, but you will notice they don't make the same metres as England. England have managed to win that little field position battle before Nathan Cleary kicks the ball. And that should give them some crumbs for comfort, and they end up pinned back on their own 10 metres out-ish. Okay, so carries again. England are pumped coming out for the second half. Their go forward is actually really fantastic. As somebody who was watching England wanting them to do well in this game, this was great to see. England were coming out really strong and a lot better than they did at Wembley the week before. However, soon we're going to have some problems. The kick, how's the pressure? The pressure is such that England give away a penalty somewhere in there. So, game management tip number one. England have got something wrong and the signal is offside. Australia get a set. England are still physical. And this is why so many fans were happy with England's performance, because they did so many things well. They ran hard and they tackled hard, but their game smarts sadly lacking. Australia move the ball, they get some goal forward on the edges, but Nwanga Nitawaze loses the ball again. So England have a reprieve. England are having the better of this half. What do they do with this set? They lose the ball very early. That is criminal. So now Australia have some momentum. They've not managed the game very well, England. So they're running hard, they're tackling harder, but they are not managing the game. Australia now have the ascendancy. Australia have a good ball set, and I'm going to use this in full so I can teach you why I think Australia aren't making the best of their opportunities. If you watch my video on England and you hear me talk about manipulating the defence, Australia are just as bad. The difference is they've got some more talented players in their ranks. That was a better +1, if you like, than anybody in an England shirt has done. It had a purpose. Nathan Cleary put Carrigan onto a scrum line to create some room on this side of the field, the long side of the field. So let's see what the boys do with this now. England have trapped 4 defenders on the wrong side of the play the ball. Nathan Cleary to get the ball. Did you notice, unlike the England players, he didn't just dig into the line then. He gave the ball early to Reece Walsh. What he's doing there, I think, is changing the options. So if you look back at Nathan Cleary's options, from this point here, Nathan Cleary had a front option and a back option, and the back option could have been used to unleash other people here. I think he was actually looking for Cameron Munster at some point, ended up going to Reece Walsh. So, again, there's some disorganisation in that Australia attacking line, and it looks very similar to England's, except their players are a bit more skillful at recognising when there's a problem. England here have put 5 defenders on one side. The fullback has committed to make it 6 on that side. So Harry Grant tries to go the other way and then turns it back inside to Colin Matangi, who offloads. But England are dealing with this very well. Australia aren't constructing their sets in a positive way. So this is why they required something going wrong from the England point of view to score their points. They're trying to pound the middle of the field, and this is just meat and drink at the moment to a side in England that were trying to be physical in the game. Australia lost the ball there, another error. Now, England get a reprieve. All they've got to do at this point is get the ball down the other end of the field. They've been under a little bit of pressure. All they have to do is get the ball down the other end of the field. There's a knock-on again. Instead, England try to force their hand. Watch this. Yes, they saw opportunity, the opportunity that I've mentioned in the other video, but they did it at totally the wrong time. So Australia are back in the ascendancy, England are back under the pump. Let's see what Australia do with the ball now. They are on a scrum line, looking at the England defence. They would be well served to move the ball down the bottom of the field early, Australia. Instead, they take another carry. So this allows the England defence to organise itself. And indeed, they now get the 5-and-5 split, which is more or less okay around that area of the field. Nathan Cleary turns the ball back inside to test the inside defence of England. That's a good idea too, because they were very physical, they were getting tired. Also, England didn't use the inside very much at all. So now we are in what you would call a past post situation, which is just past the right side of the goalpost there. So that's if you imagine a line running from the play the ball to there, that's called past post. So Australia are now going to attack the England line, which really should deal with this fine. Instead, the line is all higgledy-piggledy. There's questions whether this was a crossing movement. I don't think it was at all. I think it was fine. And because the defence is not engaged with each other, Cameron Munster managed to slide over for the try. All that has come about because England have not managed the game well. Now here's the next kickoff again. England physical. England getting up very quickly. We're going to whiz through this set again. And we're going to see that Australia have got their tails up now after scoring a try. And they're the ones getting some pretty good go forward. England are doing their best to contain it. Nonetheless, Australia are still marching down the field relatively easily. Cleary puts up a kick. It's well dealt with by Tom Johnston, who returns the ball, trying to get to a half or a scrum line, depending on the way you look at the game. Again, let's whiz through this set. They're now playing the field position battle again with each other. And England are doing their share from tackle 1 to 5 in this set. But I also want you to notice something very soon. And this didn't get noted in the commentary in the game or afterwards. I think this is Smith. The referee called Tino out. So this is Tino Fa'asamalawi. He came from an offside position. The referee called him out. The half with the ball, left-footed kicker, should move away out of Tino's line, should know he's got lots of room here to kick the ball, and then get his kick away. Instead, he tries to get his kick away with Tino coming down on him, and as a result, he kicks the ball high because he had to get it over Tino. That's a core skill thing. England have now given Australia an extra 30 metres with a poor kick. So Australia are starting to win this field position battle again. Let's see where this set goes. I've sped it up once again, just so we are getting to the point a lot quicker. If you watch the game, you'll remember this. Australia still don't look good with their attack, still don't look organised, still look like they are struggling to find a way through this English defence. Nathan Cleary is going to kick the ball soon. It was an excellent kick. He's very good at kicking the football. It's the last tackle. Munster stays out the way for Cleary, who puts the ball in the air. And guess what? England don't deal with it. That, guys, was a test match and the Ashes. England have to get the balance right between when to keep things simple and when to play football. Australians know that instinctively because of the amount of football they play at an intense level. If Australia get those little things right, where they've made the errors and play with a bit more patience, they can rack up the points. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video and then this channel, and have a look at rugbyleaguecoach.com.au. And you might want to look at the next video, which is about the English defence and how that is still presenting opportunities to Australia.